Hey guys, welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to teach you guys about variables. Variables are like boxes. Boxes that have labels. Variables are something like the boxes. You store something inside the variables, and they have a name that helps them easier to identify. Let's just start with a simple variable. Like, let's just name it basics. So this is the name, the title of a variable, or box, as you can think. Equals to is just the thing that says just the thing that maybe holds together the value within it. Maybe like the box itself. The box itself has some things inside it, the value inside of it, and the title is connected or just stuck onto the box. So that is something like this. This is the box maybe. And then comes the value, which can be something like hello world. I taught you in the last video that you have to use apostrophes whenever you want to write a text. Now you might be thinking, why do you want to use variables? Well, what if you want to print the same thing multiple times, like 3? So, so what if I copy this, paste, 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 oops, paste, 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 something like this. But what if I want to change it all to 4? Well, it was really hard for to go like 4 and 4 and all. But what if I told you, in case of doing all of this, you could just make a variable, and that's going to be super helpful. Why? You'll see why soon. So here we can create a variable called basics equals to 3. Now over here, you can just, so now we can, this is Alt Command down arrow by the way. Now we could just change all of this to basics and keep this to 3. And when we run this, we can get 3, 3, 3, 3. But what if we want to keep it 4? We just have to change it over here. And then we can run it. Oops. We can run it and we get 4, 4, 4, 4. So instead of having to change it all over here, 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 we just had to change it over here. And that was super easy. So that is a basic use of variables. But now, what are the different functions? What all can variables do? What all can variables hold? Like a box can't hold everything. A box can't hold a car unless it's a really huge box. So, is there a limit to what variables can hold? Well, I can't explain what exactly they can't hold. I can explain what they can. So we can say they can hold numbers, just shown here. And as I showed you previously, hello world, which is a text, it can be also shown. But what about decimals, like 4.5? Well, they can hold them too. Now there's something called something like a simple yes or no in Python. You don't call it yes or no, you just call it true or false. I'll teach you more about data types later, but now you can just focus on variables. So it can hold them too, which are true and false. So we can print true and false. So it can hold both of them too. So variables are really useful. I mean, for building huge applications. So what are there many ways to say that you lost in a game, or or there's a network problem? There are many pathways that can just lead to the network problem, right? So every time you suggest a network problem or you write about a network problem in Python, you will have to mention the variable each time, and the variable probably holds something like The variable probably holds something like network problem occurred, right? And you're mentioning it in many occurrences. So what if you wanted to change the message to just uh what if you just wanted to make it a network problem occurred? If you're hard coded in a network problem occurred in every single occurrence, you would have to change it multiple, maybe 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times. And it's really better to just have to place in one place, in one single place, which is the variable. So this is why variables are so useful. Also, another thing is the variables, if used properly, they can also they can also be used in functions. As you can see, print. We're not learning about functions right now, but variables can be also used everywhere inside of functions. We're not going to talk about function right now, but when you hover over print, you'll see this function over here. It is a function that Python has made and given to us. Let's not think about functions right now. Let's just say that variables can be used anywhere. But the recommended thing is the Python parsers will go from up to down. Okay? So it starts from here and then it comes over here. Well, what if we placed a variable over here? What will happen now? We can run and check this out. Error. Because it saw the print basics, but above over here it can't see any print basics. Like you read a book, you read it from the starting and you move towards the end. If you start from the end towards the start, you won't understand anything. Or maybe if the author misplaced something, maybe he misplaced the starting pages with the end pages, and then you're reading the end pages and not understanding anything what's going on. That's what's happening to Python. It's reading the end page, which is print basics, and you're like, huh? What is basics? But it doesn't wait to parse this thing and see what basics is. Like maybe you would. I mean, after reading the book, you just see if there's anything at the end, so you find out. But the Python does not see. Once he finds the error, he'll totally point out that error, and now he has given to us. He has given it to us in the form of an error. So that's why you can't place variables below the reference. Okay. So this is what happens when you place the variable before their, after their reference. And that's really improper because then Python cannot read it and you will have an error. So always make sure to define the variable, which is a technical term for making a variable. Okay? Or I don't know, maybe making a variable. And then you call it over here. I mean, not call it because that's used in a function, but you can say you use it over here. So same example of the boxes, you define a box or make a box or to store something in a box. Like maybe I have a box for electronics, so maybe all my laptops, desktops, mouse, headphones, earphones, everything's in there. Everything that's in electronic, maybe my microwave, my oven, my fridge. Okay, maybe not a fridge in a box, but you get what I'm saying. So, so then you can, if you want to use the electronics which are stored inside of the box, you will use the electronics, take it out from the box and use it. Not exactly what's happening over here. The variable is just stored a value and we're using the value that is stored inside of the variable. So I'm pretty sure you have understood by now. If not, comment it in the comment section and I'll try to answer it as soon as I can. Thanks guys. See you next time.